field in Brush. It's a Patriot League clash as the visiting Eaton Reds take on the Brush Bead Diggers. I'm John Beltran. This game about to get underway just a tad early. And here we go with the opening pitch from Jaron Peterson. And the pitch is swung on and missed. That's a fastball in there for a strike. We'll set the lineup. Zeke Haas, the right fielder, bats first. The DH is Noah Brown hitting second. Here's the stretch by Peterson and the pitch. And that's a fastball on the outside edge, but it missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bead Diggers are 3-3 in the Patriot League, 8-7 overall. Eaton at 4-2 in league play, and 10-5 on the year. The stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss, took something off it. It's 1-2. Yeah, we'll set this lineup momentarily here for the Eaton Reds. The stretch by Peterson. And the offering, swung on and line foul off to the left. Count remains at 1-2. Hopefully bringing you a better signal today. That's the goal. We've had some issues here in Brush. And the 1-2 pitch. And it's off the catcher's glove to the screen. Noah Brown, the DH, is on deck. Jake Sandow, the center fielder, hits third. Ryder Rich, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Killian Williams, the first baseman, bats fifth for Eaton. C.J. Blaskowski, the third baseman, hits sixth. Second baseman, Micah Dorsey, hits seventh. Zeke Hassaways, the 2-2, the lefty, has the fastball down and away. Travis Cunningham, the left fielder, hits eighth. And batting ninth is the shortstop, Walker Uramata. So the count reads at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Dunker's at first, Caleb Cox at second. Gunnar Guzman is over at third. Trent Mount is at short. Time is called. Pitch was thrown, but it will not count here.
Yes, I am.
So here we go. It'll be a 3-2 coming up. Ryan Ferguson left, Justin Griffith in center, Carson Rulin right, Colin Cole behind the plate. 3-2 pitch. Swing! And a miss on a fastball, belt high. And Jaron Peterson with a blazer strikes out the first hitter of the game. Here's Noah Brown.
Yep. It'll be good, though. It'll be good. We missed it.
Yeah.
Noah Brown hitting from the right side. Here's the stretch by Peterson. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Man, looking good right there. No balls and 1 strike. Jaron Peterson was very effective in his last start against Resurrection Christian in a 2-1 extra inning win. And the offering. Swung on. That's popped up into right center field. Carson Rule, the junior, to his right, makes the catch. And I meant the sophomore Rule. There's 2 down. 2 down as the sophomore puts it away for Brush in right field. Here is Jake Sandow hitting from the right side. In their first meeting, it was all Eaton as they won the game 13-5. The Bead Diggers helped them out with some errors. Here's the pitch, and a fastball, a strike down the middle. No balls and 1 strike. Peterson looks in. And the offering, and the breaking ball is laced deep into left field. I don't think the park's going to hold this one. It's a line drive, home run for Jake Sandow. And Eaton has broken out here in the top of the first. It's 1-0. And that was a little bit of a hanging breaking ball. Didn't have the bite that Peterson's pitch had against Noah Brown. That'll send up Ryder Rich. Rich, another right-handed hitter, the cleanup hitter.
I think they stacked the deck.
Yeah, the Bead Diggers didn't field well the first time they played Eaton, committed 5 errors in that 13-5 loss in March. And the fastball's a strike on the outer half at the knees. It's 0-1. Opening pitch today brought to you by Buildings by Design, the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building with Buildings by Design. The pitch, swing and a miss, man. He's got a fastball working there. If he spots the breaking ball the way he's capable of, Peterson's going to be tough to hit. Now, keep in mind when he beat Resurrection Christian, that was a second-inning run. That was a home run as well. That was the only run he gave up. No balls and 2 strikes. And Rich awaits the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Not a play. Count remains at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Peterson delivers, and the breaking ball is inside. Yep, did miss. Count now resting at 1-2. Peterson out of the stretch with the bases empty. And the pitch swung on and lined towards right center field. To his left is Griffith. He's right there. And he makes the catch. And that does it for Eaton in the top of the first inning. Jake Sandow hits a home run. And that is it as we head to the bottom of the first. Eaton 1. And the Bead Diggers coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Bead Diggers starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Trying to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. Available 24/7 for your banking needs. Equitable Savings and Loan.
Leading off for the Bead Diggers in the bottom of the first inning.
The Bead Diggers will set up the following lineup. Batting first is Justin Griffith. The pitcher, Jaron Peterson, hits second. Batting third is Caleb Cox. The fourth hitter is Trent Mount. Ryan Fergus hits fifth. Ben Brown bats sixth. Ryan Dunker's the seventh hitter. Gunnar Guzman hits eighth. Colin Cole ninth. And the fastball is outside. Let's check that again. Mount fourth, Fergus fifth, Ben Brown sixth, Ryan Dunker seventh, Gunnar Guzman eighth, and Colin Cole is hitting ninth. As the wind kicks up big time, Anders Swanborn is the pitcher. And the fastball is strike down the middle from Swanborn. Let's see, we'll get that name correct here. 1 ball and 1 strike. To the left-handed hitting Griffith. 1-0 Eaton on a home run by Jake Sandow, and the fastball is a strike on the inner half at the knees. It's 1-2 from Swanborn. Justin Griffith hitting .333 going into the game. Here's the wind and offering, and the fastball is down and in from the right-hander. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Bead Diggers have 4 games in 5 days. They will be on the road tomorrow in Roosevelt. They will play Resurrection Christian. That's at Nelson Farms. Well, in Johnstown, where Roosevelt High School is out, but it's in Johnstown. Roosevelt is not a town. Thursday, they entertain University, and Friday here against Strasburg. And the 2-2, and that's in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here now, Justin Griffith. Tell the wind is certainly kicking up here in Brush. Wind and pitch, up and away, and Griffith is issued a leadoff walk here at the bottom of the first inning. Here, Jaron Peterson. I don't even have to introduce him. The outstanding public address announcer, Paul Acosta, can take care of that for me. Peterson hitting .270. Scored the winning run in Brush's most recent, or actually the second to last most recent home game against Resurrection Christian. Fastball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. You can also follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports for scoring updates. Inning by inning. As it was a big home run there in the top of the first by Jake Sandow. The stretch and squaring to bunt, and it's bunted right out in front of the plate, fielded by the pitcher Swanborn, throws to first in time. The sacrifice is successful, 1-3. Advancing to second is Griffith. Here is Caleb Cox. Cox is hitting .256 on the year. Caleb has been in the top spot, the bottom spot. He's been all over the lineup and has adapted very well. The stretch and the pitch, and that's a fastball for a strike on the outer half at the knees. It's 0-1. The wind continues to blow harder. The temperature seems like it's dipping. The sun has disappeared. In the bottom of the first, Eaton leading 1-0. Swanborn gets the sign. Step off, no throw there. It's no balls and 1 strike. Here to Caleb Cox. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swung on. That is lifted down the left field line and into foul territory and out of play. Man, that wind is blowing big time from right to left. It just blew it out of play. Defensively, Killian Williams at first, Micah Dorsey at second, C.J. Blaskowski's the third baseman, Walker Udamata's at short, Travis Cunningham in left, Jake Sandow in center, Zeke Hassan right. Ryder Rich is behind the plate. And Swanborn with a no-ball, 2-strike count. Here to Caleb Cox. Time is called. Wow, and it's getting, that sun is deceiving. This is as cold as it's been, and we're in May. And it's definitely May 1st. The pitch swung on line, and that is a base hit into left center field. And stepping on third and rounding third towards the plate. The throw on a hop, and it gets by the catcher. As scoring in the play is Griffith. The second is Caleb Cox. It's an RBI single for Cox, and the Beat Diggers have tied the game at 1. But if that throw to the plate was accurate on that one hop, Griffith would have been out. That ball had him beat to the plate. But Justin Griffith with some very aggressive base running, and the Beat Diggers have tied the game. I like that. Force the action of your brush. That's exactly what they did there. Here is Trent Mount. Team Money steps in. Nice job of Cox going the other way. The pitch and the breaking ball's a strike right over the middle. It's 0-1. It will be an error on the left fielder Cunningham, with the ball getting away on the errant throw, allowing Cox to get to second. No balls and 1 strike to T-Money. The pitch swung on. That ball is laced down the left field line. That is twisting, and it is foul. He hit that ball extremely hard. Keep in mind that Mount is hitting .317, leads the team with 19 runs batted in. He has homered this year. No balls and 2 strikes to T-Money. 1-1 in the bottom of the first inning in Brush. Swanborn gets the sign. And the pitch swung on, grounded slowly foul up the third base side. I tell you, Ryan over here is as pumped up as I've seen him all year. Ryan turns over a new leaf in May. Man, he's really fired up. I like that. Call him in April, but he knows that May is like playoff baseball. No balls and 2 strikes. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball is up and in. You got 2 hard-throwing right-handers. Here in Jaron Peterson and Anders Swanbom of Eaton. The stretch, looking back at second with Cox leading. Step off, no throw. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. When you need ice, don't settle for any old frozen water. Get AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is popped up and out of play behind the screen. Ryder Rich, the catcher, gave it a look. Stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to T-Money. Jake Sandow homered for Eaton in the top of the first inning, and now Caleb Cox with an RBI single in the bottom of the first, with the Bee Diggers still batting, looking to avenge a 13-5 loss 5 weeks ago in Eaton, the stretch. And the 1-2. And that's in the dirt, scooped up nicely by Rich from some sort of breaking ball. And that was an outstanding defensive play, preventing the wild pitch. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Trent Mount. The right-hander Swanbaum stretches and delivers. Swung on, pop foul, out of play there. Using up this pitch count. That's already 18 in the opening frame. Ryan Fergus waits to hit next. T-Money now will see the 8th pitch of the plate appearance. It's got those high stirrups. I love that. Some players are bringing that back. The stretch. And the offering. And the breaking ball is laced high and deep to left field. Williams is back there making Cunningham, and it's gone. A 2-run homer for T-Money. Trent Mount has homered for the second time this year. And the Bee Diggers lead by a score of 3-1 in the bottom of the first inning. Yeah, T-Money demolished that baseball on the hanger. Here's Ryan Fergus. Mount now has 21 ribbies this season. Fergus second on the team, hitting .340. Here's the wind and pitch, and the fastball's a strike at the knees. And I'm telling you, Swanbaum throws hard. But if you're going to hand breaking balls, T-Money took care of it on that high, deep drive to left. Here's the wind and the offering. Swung on. That ball is laced into deep left field. Going back is Cunningham, and he makes the catch shy of the track. It didn't have much trajectory. It was a line shot out there. And it's 2 down. That'll send up Ben Brown. Browns and other guys been moved around in the lineup. Hitting .361. And as you can tell, I'm right next to the speaker. Here's the wind and the pitch to Brown. Swung on and fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. Caleb Cox got the scoring started with an RBI, plating Justin Griffith. And the 0-1, and the breaking ball didn't do anything. It kind of stayed behind Brown. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. That dreaded walk, that's what happened with Swanbaum. He walked Griffith, and you pay for those. And the Bee Diggers played some small ball with Peterson bunting him over, leading up to the base hit. Here's the wind and the 1-1. Fastball is a strike on the outer half thigh high to Ben Brown. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 2 down to the bases empty in the bottom of the first inning. And the wind and pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball tailing away. And the Bee Diggers are done in the bottom of the first inning. However, it was a nice frame for Brush. They scored 3 runs on 2 hits. They get an RBI single from Caleb Cox. And they also get a 2-run homer from Trent Mount as we head to the second. It's Brush 3, Eaton 1 on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com.
First baseman, number 17, Killian Williams.
Let's head to the second, where the Beat Diggers lead the game 3-1 over the Eaton Reds. It'll be Killian Williams leading off for the Reds, followed by C.J. Blaskowski and Micah Dorsey against Jaron Peterson, and the fastball is grounded foul down the third base side. Williams had a big game against Brush back on March 23rd, 3 for 5 with 4 runs batted in. Peterson out of the stretch with the bases empty. And the offering. And the breaking ball's a beauty on the inner half for a strike. Thigh high. It's 0-2. He throws. Killian Williams there. The Beat Diggers are going to utilize their 4 starters this week. Peterson, Dunker, Fergus, and T-Money. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball above the letters on an 0-2. Second strikeout for Jaron Peterson. There's one down.
C.J. Blaskowski.
Man, he is bringing some heat right now. Here's C.J. Blaskowski. Blaskowski had 2 hits and an RBI in the March meeting. Hitting from the right side, the stretch. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike on the inner half. It's 0-1. He's got to start it out there every time. The one to Sandow is the only mistake he's made here in the early going. Peterson looks in. Long pause, and the pitch. That one bounces in. Might have taken something off it. 1 ball and 1 strike. You need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape. Make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at great prices at your local Napa store, Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The Beat Diggers lead 3-1 in the top of the second inning against the Eaton Reds. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike at the knees. And it's 1-2 to Blaskowski, with Micah Dorsey on deck. The stretch by Peterson, the senior. Turns and fires. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Man, his strike-to-ball ratio is extremely good. 17 strikes and 5 balls thus far. Peterson was the number 2 last year. He's pitched like a number 1 at times this year. Certainly against Resurrection Christian, trying to do the same today. The stretch. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball down and in. Strikeout number 3 for Peterson. That's Blaskowski. Goes down swinging. And here's Micah Dorsey. Dorsey hitting out of the 7-hole. Only had 2 plate appearances. First meeting was 0 for 1. The stretch. And the offering. And the fastball is up and away. Only the 6th ball that Peterson has thrown in 24 pitches. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball is upstairs. 2-0 to Micah Dorsey with 2 down and the bases empty in the second. The Beat Diggers have a 3-1 lead. Both teams have solo home runs. Actually, Trent mounted a 2-run homer for Brush. Jake Sandow with a solo shot for Eaton in the top of the first. 2-0 here to Dorsey. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is grounded right back to Peterson on a 2-0. Lobs it to first for the out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jaron Peterson. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. The score. The Beat Diggers 3 and the Eaton Reds 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. As you just just heard from public address announcer Paul Acosta. We head to the bottom of the second. And the Bee Diggers lead the game 3-1 over the Eaton Reds. And it'll be Swanbum delivering. And the fastball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Dunker. Trying to get on track. He's had some good at-bats this season, not finding the holes that he'd like to. Dunker hitting 111 going into the at-bat. And the pitch. And that fastball is upstairs. All of a sudden, we have some overcast skies here in Brush. 2 balls and no strikes. 7, 8, and 9 for Brush at the bottom of the second against the right-hander. Laying down the sign is Rich. And the 2-0. That's a fastball for a strike at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now you go.
Dunker, the first baseman for the right side with that closed stance, awaits the pitch, and that is outside. Well, the way the first inning started was a walk to Justin Griffith. He came home to score on a Caleb Cox RBI single. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the wind and pitch. That is down, a strike on the outside corner, delayed call. 3-2. No, it's a strike. It is a strike. The at-bat is not over. Excuse me. Man, all of a sudden it's getting drier and windier here. 3-2. To Ryan Dunker. Wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled back. First Bee Digger run, that RBI single by Caleb Cox, brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants, providing civil engineering services for aviation, municipal, commercial, and residential clients in Colorado. That's Western Engineering Consultants. They do outstanding work there. 3-2, the pitch. Swung on and drilled deep into center field, but the ball actually had some tail on it, and Sandow makes the catch. I guess he hit it off the fist. So I thought that ball was hit a lot better than that. But instead, the ball just died into the glove of Sandow. There's 1 down. Gunnar Guzman hitting 167, but he's actually increased that average, so he's getting better swings of late. Will now hit for Brush. Against the right-hander, Swanbum. Here's the wind and pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. That was already pitch number 33 by the right-hander.
What the heck, fella? What are you doing? You're doing your job.
Guzman digs in. And the offering. And that is over, but low. Again with another heater, it's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes, with the bases empty and 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. And the Bee Diggers hold a 3-1 lead. The pitch swung on and grounded to short. Uyamada backs up. He sets. He throws to first in time on the low throw, but handled over there by Killian Williams, and there's 2 down.
Catcher number 5, Colin Cole.
Here is Colin Cole. Right now it feels like Colin cold. Now with his hitting, just with again the temperature dropping. Collins had a good season, hitting 294 out of the 9-hole. Here's the wind and pitch, and a fastball is up and in. Cole's also one of the more patient hitters. 1 ball and no strikes. Rich lays down the sign and the offering, and that's a fastball in the inner half for a strike, belt high, and the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. We saw some sun. We've seen a lot of wind. We've seen overcast skies. We've seen a drop in temperature. It's all happening right now. We're not even through 2 innings. The wind and the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball right over the heart of the plate. He was late on that. And it is 1-2 to Colin Cole. Jaron Peterson had a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second, and Swanbun looking to do the same here in the bottom half. He gets the sign and the pitch, and that's up and in with a heater. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I believe what I've read, this is going to be the coldest day of the week. I hope I'm right about that. Tomorrow they'll be in Johnstown against Resurrection Christian, then University and Strasburg Thursday and Friday right here in Brush to close out the regular season. To pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. As Cole strikes out, it's a 1-2-3 inning for Anders Swanbund. As we head to the top of the third, it is Brush 3, Eaton 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
Where you want to go? I'd love to take you there.
Let's head to the top of the third. The Bee Diggers lead the Eaton Reds in Brush 3-1. Right now there's a baseball stuck near the top of the fence, and Brush head coach Kevin Fergus is about 0 for 4 trying to throw another baseball at it so it comes down. Kind of a different basketball stat to bring you there, but anyway. For the Reds, to begin the third, it'll be Travis Cunningham, Walker Uyamuda, and Zeke Haas against Jaron Peterson. Travis Cunningham was playing for the first time. But the Bee Diggers actually contained him. He was 0 for 5 in that game, despite the fact Eaton won 13-5. I gotta make sure the music is in full force today. The stretch and the pitch and the fastball is a strike. Down the middle at the knees, it's 0-1. Here to Cunningham. The stretch by Peterson. And the offering. Swung on and lifted a shallow left field. Out goes the shortstop. Mount still going out. He backpedals, makes the catch, and collides there with the left fielder Fergus. And there's one down. Fergus okay, and hopefully Mount is as well. But that clearly to me appeared to be, even though the outfielder should take it, but Mount was under it. I don't know if they said anything, though. You got to communicate out there. And sometimes both say, I got it. Nonetheless, there's one down. Fergus is still not 100%. He's shaking it off out there. All right, here we go with Walker Uyamuda. And again, still looking at Fergus. I mean, is he that bad a shape? He's dropped the glove a couple of times, and I mean, it was not a violent collision. It was a collision, and he went down as Uyamuda steps in. Yeah, Fergie's a tough kid. He's all right. Here's the stretch. The thing is, he got caught by the shock of not backing off there. And it's a ball. He was not at full speed when he collided with Mount. 1 ball and no strikes. With one out and the bases empty in the top of the third inning, and the Bee Diggers leading 3-1 over the Reds. The stretch and pitch. Fastball is upstairs. Jaron Peterson has been on his game so far with 3 strikeouts. And he has not walked a hitter. Has allowed just 1 hit. It was a home run by Jake Sandow. The stretch. And the 2-0. And that is inside. Oh, for a strike on the corner. Right there to the number 9 hitter. That barely got a piece of the corner, but it did. It's 2-1. The Bee Diggers got an RBI single from Caleb Cox and a 2-run homer from Trent Mount in the bottom of the first inning for this 3-1 advantage. 2-1 pitch, swung on and lifted into deep left field. Fergus is way back towards the track. Is the wing going to bring it down? Nope, it's gone. It's a home run by the left-handed hitting Walker Uyamuda. And the Reds now trail the Bee Diggers 3-2 on the opposite field home run here in the top of the third inning. And that'll bring up Zeke Haas. 3 home runs already hitting the game. Has struck out swinging his first time up. Stretch by Peterson. Boy, he's giving up these home runs with nobody on base, which helps. The pitch. And the fastball is upstairs. One ball and no strikes. Here's the stretch by Peterson. And the 1-0. Swung on in line towards left center field. Griffith to his right. He lunges and makes the catch. Justin Griffith with that closing speed puts it away. And they're 2 down.
Number 25, Noah Brown.
Justin Griffith's made 2 nice plays out there already. And let me tell you, the Reds are hitting the ball pretty hard when they do off Peterson. Here is Noah Brown. Brown popped to right his first time up. Here's the stretch by Peterson. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is right down the middle, thigh high for a strike. It's 0-1. 25 strikes and 10 balls thrown by Peterson so far. The stretch. With the bases empty. And Peterson delivers. Swing and a miss. Woo! Major bend on that one as well. It is 0-2. Let's see. Will he throw another hook or a fastball up in the zone to get him chasing? And the 0-2 pitch. And the breaking ball is fouled up the third base side. He wants that same baseball. He's got the feel for that ball. They wouldn't allow that at the pro level. You got to exchange baseballs anytime the ball's put in play, really. Or the ball hits the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes. The stretch. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is a called strike 3 on the inner half. Strikeout number 4 for Jaron Peterson as Brown goes down. But the Reds get a home run from Walker Utamuda as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The score, Brush 3, Eaton 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
Leading off in the big division in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Center fielder, number 2, Justin Griffith.
And the Beat Diggers lead the game over the Eaton Reds. 3-2 in this bottom of the 3rd. Yeah, I don't have to say anything. Paul Acosta's got such great ability. He can just lead the inning in for me here in Brush. Justin Griffith walked and scored his first time up as he bats here at the bottom of the 3rd for the Beat Diggers. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Uyamuda's got a long throw. Sets. He throws a laser offline, and Griffith is safe. It'll be an error on the shortstop, Utamuda. That's the 2nd of the game for the Reds. The first was when Griffith tried to score and did score, and then the throw got away. I mean, Griffith has that speed. And I got Uyamuda rushing himself a little bit. Here's Jaron Peterson, who had a sac bunt his first time up. Throw back to first, nothing doing. Looking in is the right-hander Anders Swanbaum. And the pitch. Swing and a miss to a fastball right by Peterson. It's 0-1. Followed by Caleb Cox and T-Money. Griffith with plenty of speed. That's about a 2.5-step lead. Here's the stretch. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll have the Beat Diggers and Resurrection Christian Cougars tomorrow. Keep in mind that game will be played at Nelson Farms in Johnstown. So if you go to Resurrection Christian High School, you're not going to see a baseball game there in Loveland. It's in Johnstown. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big lead for Griffith. Squaring the bunt, and it's a fastball upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Small ball was utilized at the bottom of the 1st for the Beat Diggers to score a run, and then they added 2 more. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop is open 6 days a week, 921 Edison Street in Brush, with a breakfast bowl are incredible. And and a very delicious breakfast burrito. Throw back to first. And back in diving is Justin Griffith. Peterson stepping out, looking for the sign from head coach Kevin Ferguson now. Ooh. Oh, that sun feels good. That's like an atmospheric massage right now. Now time is called as the pitch was delivered. Scoring recap is pretty simple. Jake Sandow with a first-inning home run for Eaton. Caleb Cox in the bottom of the first for Brush with an RBI single. Trent Mountain hit a 2-run homer. And then earlier in this inning in the third, it was Walker Utamura with an opposite field home run. Back to first once again, it's Griffith. Two balls, one strike. Nobody out. Bottom of the third here to Peterson. The stretch. And the pitch. That's a fastball right there on the outer half at the knees. It's 2-2. Here to Jaron Peterson. This lineup has been very, very shaky throughout the course of the season. They're off to a pretty good start here against Eaton. At the bell to Swanbaum. And the offering. Fastball inside. Man, that popped the glove of Ryder Rich, as you can hear. But it is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Caleb Cox is on deck. Griffith with a 3-step advantage. 3-2. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Good solid swing there by Peterson. Coach Fergus might have thought about him taking off, but he wants to play it smart here. And yeah, the only bad thing about taking off is if there's a line drive, it turns it into an automatic double play. Is Griffith going to go here on the 3-2? He does. The pitch is low. It's a walk. And now first and second here for Caleb Cox.
Second baseman, number 20, Caleb Cox.
Dimensions and Brush. 300 down the lines and 380 straight away. And Cox is not a home run hitter, but he's a gap hitter. He can hit those gaps. The runners take their leads. Griffith at second, Peterson at first. And the pitch. Fouled off the catcher, Rich, to the screen. And that's a good thing that was a foul, because that pitch was above the letters for Cox. That's not his pitch. You can't really do anything with that. He wants him to bring it down a little bit like Swanbaum did in the first when Cox delivered the RBI single. No balls and 1 strike. 3-2 Brush at the bottom of the third inning. And the offering scoring to bunt, and it's up and away with a fastball. Nice job of Cox pulling back the bat. It's 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. The Bee Diggers have a huge opportunity here in the bottom of the third. And the pitch swung on and grounded right side. They're going to have one play towards first. And the other runners advance as Cox is retired. As that ball was hit nicely in the hole there to Micah Dorsey. So that worked out like a bunt here for the Bee Diggers.
When I was growing up, I had a lot of dreams. My mama told me, son, you could be anything.
Now let's see if Team Money can deliver again. Trent Mounts had a 2-run homer his first time up. And time is called. Yeah, there was an awkward pause there between the first pitch. Well, between the batter in the box and the first pitch. Team Money got all of a hanging breaking ball and hit it over the left field fence. Swanbaum looks in. Long pause. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. 3-2 Brush, bottom 3. 2 in scoring position with 1 down. Swanbun ready. So is Trent Mount. Here's the wind of the pitch. Swung on, laced, and caught by the third baseman on a liner. Back to third is Griffith. And back to second is Peterson on a line shot. And there's two down as it was stabbed out of the air by Blaskowski. Man, you can't hit it much better than that. Ryan Fergus lined to left his first time up. He had a bullet, but it was caught by Cunningham. Here's the wind and pitch, and he takes a bender. Whoa, for a strike. That ball hit the dirt. I didn't think he swung. It didn't look like he swung there. Wow. All right, that pitch is confusing. It did not look like a swing. No balls and one strike. Well, the scoreboard is right in front of him. Here's the wind and the 0-1, and that fastball's down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swanbum looking to get out of a jam here in the bottom of the third. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down, 2 on. The Bay Diggers lead by a run. And the offering, and that fastball's up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to Ryan Fergus. Fergie digs in. Out of the windup. Swanbun's taking a lot of time. We might have time called here. Nope. He's going to deliver. And that fastball is down and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here to Ryan Fergus. All right. He's going to be looking for his pitch here. Without a doubt. And the 3-1. And he swings and fouls it off up the third base side. The pitch was down and in. And it's 3-2. The one thing they're doing is really using up this pitch count. Swanbun now at 58 pitches. Big, strong right-hander looks in for the 3-2 here as he gets the sign from Rich. And here he comes to the plate. And the breaking ball's in the dirt, blocked by Rich, and the bases are loaded off the walk to Fergus. Here is Ben Brown. Brown struck out his first time up, but he's been the leading hitter for most of the season for the Bee Diggers. And he's the DH today. The wind and pitch. He swings and misses, man. He's pulling that left foot so badly. He's not going to hit that with 5 bats. I mean, that left foot is way up the third base line there. And they're going to keep pitching him away if he continues to do that. No balls and 1 strike. To the junior Ben Brown. Here's the wind and pitch. And that's a fastball over the middle for a strike at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Got to make the adjustment now. He's been a good hitter all season, but doesn't seem to be in rhythm so far today. With the bases loaded and 2 down in the bottom of the third. And the 0-2. Swung on and lined towards right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit on the 0-2. Griffith scores. Around third is Peterson. He will score. Into third is Fergus. And it's a 2-run single for Ben Brown. Just like that, the Bee Diggers go from a 1-run lead to a 3-run lead. It's 5-2 at the bottom of the third. What a job by Ben Brown. What an adjustment on an 0-2 pitch. I mean, that's why he's the leading hitter there. That was outstanding. That was outstanding. And here's Ryan Dunker, who popped to center his first time up. Dunker officially at 0 for 1. Brown with the lead at first, Fergus at third. And the pitch. And fastball's down and away. Brown hit that perfectly in the right center field gap. Well, the one thing that Brown does better than most on this team, he shortens the swing. You don't want to take those big hacks with 2 strikes. You got to shorten that swing. Runner goes to second. The pitch is high. The throw will not be made. And sliding in head first with a steal is Ben Brown. So 2 in scoring position here for Ryan Dunker. It's a 2-0 count. The B-Diggers lead 5-2 in the bottom of the third.
Hey, here's count right here, kid. Made it work, though, kid. Made it work.
The right-hander, Swanbum, winds and delivers. And that is a strike with a fastball at the knees. It's 2-1.
Make contact.
Again, same situation as a moment ago. Second and third with 2 down. Actually, the bases were loaded moments ago as well. 2-1. Fastball, that is up and away. Barely missed, 3-1. That sound you hear right now is the wind.
Load it now.
That wind has its own personality. 3 balls and 1 strike. And Ryan Dunker awaits the pitch. And he swings and lines it and caught! Holy mahungus, caught by the pitcher. Swanbun. Man, he was just trying to save himself. And he was able to make the stabbing catch. And the B-Diggers are done here in the bottom of the third inning. 2 runs on 1 hit. 1 error and 2 men left. The B-Diggers score their runs on that 2-run single from Ben Brown. Let us head to the top of the 4th inning. The score: Rush 5, Eaton 2 on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com. Let's head to the top of the 4th. The B-Diggers lead the Eaton Reds 5-2. Jake Sandow, who homered his first time up for the Reds. The Reds have 2 solo homers in this game. Stretched by Peterson, the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball up in the zone. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Sandow. He might not throw him a breaking ball because it was a breaking ball hit out of the park. Fastball is down and away. We are approaching the top of the hour. This is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona, and the World Wide Web at KSIR.com. 5-2 Brush in the 4th. And the pitch. Fastball is outside, I guess. Wow. Where did that miss? 2 balls and 1 strike. I mean, it wasn't low. Well, we've seen a strike called in the dirt, too. I don't know. Maybe the strike zone is moving around. Swung on in line. A diving stab by the third baseman. Guzman throw to first. And in time! As Dunker kept his foot on the bag. That's an outstanding play by Gunnar Guzman to his right. Robbing Sandow of a base hit. And there's 1 down in the 4th. That's the defense the B-Diggers are capable of, and they've shown at times this season. Here's Ryder Rich. Rich lined out his first time up. The stretch. And the pitch. Fastball is down and away.
No. I don't care. No. I'm not putting any more people on the list, okay? There's already that many.
1 ball and no strikes.
There's already 60 people on the list. No.
The stretch. And the offering. That's a fastball right there down the middle. It's 1-1. Yeah, if I had to guess, I would figure Trent Mount would pitch on Thursday against University, either tomorrow or Thursday. Ryan Dunker more than likely go Friday and Fergus tomorrow, but I don't know that for sure. Fastball is outside. Hopefully I'll get to ask Coach Kevin Fergus after the game. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to Ryder Rich. The stretch by Peterson. And the offering. down and away with a breaking ball. Not happy with himself on that one. It's 3-1. Peterson is yet to walk a hitter.
No wax in this group.
But right now he's behind this one. 3 balls and 1 strike to Ryder Rich, the cleanup hitter in this lineup. And the 3-1 offering. Swing and a miss on a fastball at the letters. Man, he was trying to make it a 5-3 game right there with that swing. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, the base is empty. Stretch by Peterson. And the 3-2. And the breaking ball is down and in. It broke, but didn't get enough of the plate, and it was too low. And let's see if we have a courtesy runner here. We should.
Number 17, Killian Williams.
And the courtesy runner, I don't know. I don't have him on my roster. Oh, yeah, there he is. Nope, I don't think it's Joe Kuhn. Yep, I don't have that courtesy runner on my roster, but nonetheless, the B-Diggers can erase the courtesy runner and Killian Williams, who struck out swinging his first time up. With a little double play here, the stretch by Peterson. Long pause. And the pitch. And the fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Brush leads 5-2 in the 4th inning. No Rockies tonight. They'll play the Padres tomorrow night. Scoreboard says 0-1, but it's 1-0. So back to first, and back in diving is the Eaton courtesy runner. Yeah, trying to get a number on him, but nope. I don't think that's Jackson Hobbs either. And the pitch. That's right there for a strike. That levels the count. 1-1. 1-1 is the count. The board does say 0-2. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a long pause here by Peterson. And the pitch. And that went behind him. I don't know what he was trying to throw. It ricochets right back. Here to Cole on the wild pitch to second. The courtesy runner. Now we have 2 balls and 1 strike. The stretch by Peterson. And long pause. Time is called. B&B Gutters does residential and commercial seamless gutters, and they have over 20 years of experience. Fully insured and free estimates at B&B Gutters. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And he struck him, and I had the count wrong. Excuse me. All right. Okay, it's a strikeout. I didn't see the first pitch called a strike at all. All right, so my correction, strikeout number 5 for Peterson. Well, here's Blaskowski, struck out swinging his first time up. That was my bad completely. I didn't see that strike called on that first pitch to the previous hitter. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. With a man at second, 2 down. And the B-Diggers leading 5-2 over the Eaton Reds in the top of the 4th inning. Stretch by Peterson. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball down in the zone. Count levels at 1-1.
Hey, he's going to be late. Be ready on the right side. Be ready, Caleb.
Off of second.
County standing.
Courtesy runner there for Eaton, the stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another fastball.
Don't speed up his bat.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Peterson already with 5 strikeouts here.
Speed up his bat, Colin.
Off of second is Rich. The stretch. 1-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Blaskowski strikes out. And it's a very productive inning there for Jaron Peterson. No runs, no hits, no errors. And a man left. We have played 3.5 as Peterson registers his 6th strikeout. And the score, the B-Diggers 5, the Eaton Reds 2 on 1010 KSLR and KSLR.com. Let's head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Looks like we have a new pitcher for the Reds. Jared Urey is the new pitcher for Andrew Swanbaum. Bee Diggers send up Gunnar Guzman, Colin Cole, and Justin Griffith. Guzman grounded us short his first time up.
Go, Gun, get us started, kid.
Here's the wind and pitch, and the fastball for the tall right-hander's a strike. No balls and one strike.
Hey, how about you? That's not you, kid.
You can close the book here on Swanbaum, the pitcher of record. Went just 3 innings, and the offering, and the breaking ball bounces to the screen. Allowed 3 hits, walked 3, a couple of strikeouts. 1 ball and 1 strike to Guzman. The Bee Diggers have precious few victories since the state championship season of '91 over Eaton. The pitch, fastball, a strike. In fact, I think it's just 2. My memory serves correct. Both were at the state tournament in 2012 in the second round and in the championship round 2 years ago. They haven't beaten them during the regular season in 26 years, breaking balls up and away. Unless I'm missing a game that somebody wants to remind me of, but if the Bee Diggers win this game, it would be their first regular season victory over Eaton since 1991. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. And Guzman strikes out. That'll bring in Colin Cole. Cole struck out swinging his first time up. Looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you? Calling Meyer Phillips Insurance, locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. They can help you with their home, car, health, or life insurance questions or provide a quote. Meyer Phillips Insurance. And the pitch. Fastball is right down the middle for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Oh, man. Where is the sun? Come on back, buddy. I welcome you. We all welcome you. All right, knock off the whining, Beltran. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom 4, and the Bee Diggers lead the Reds of Eaton 5-2. And the pitch. And that one bounces to the screen on the fastball. And the count levels at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. With the bases empty in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch to Cole. Fastball is up and away. Ball 2, strike 1. It's all 4 o'clock starts this week. Tomorrow from Johnstown against Resurrection Christian. Thursday here in Brush against University. Friday here in Brush against the Strasburg Indians. And a 2-1. Fastball is up and in. Oh, they call that a strike?
Yeah. Yes, Beltran, he
We want that on both sides down.
did.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
On both sides, please.
Thank you for the... Remains at 2-2 here.
Let me hear you. That guy go
On deck is Justin Griffith. Here's the stretch and pitch. And check swing. Did he go? And, yep, I think he did. And he struck him out on a pitch up in the zone. But I'm telling you, that 2-1 pitch, I mean, that pitch was high and inside. I have no idea how that was called a strike. So 2 down here for Justin Griffith.
Go on the line. Here you go, 2. Get us started.
Griffith has scored twice. He's 0 for 1. He walked and reached on an error by the shortstop Yuramura. The stretch by Jared Urey. The pitch swung on and fouled to the screen.
Hey, you're on him, bud.
No balls and 1 strike. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit into the car truck of your choice, serving all of Northeast Colorado. Ehrlich Toyota East. No balls and one strike. And the offering. Swung on, line foul up the left side. And it's 0-2.
Hey, 2-strike approach, 2.
No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Justin Griffith. Griffith digging in and stepping off is Yuri, who's looked very good so far. First 2 hitters, he's thrown nothing but BBs here. And the offering swung on and fouled back.
Hey, get it back, keep out on him.
3 pitches, 3 foul balls by Justin Griffith. As it remains at 0-2. The Bee Diggers trailed briefly 1-0 until Caleb Cox tied the game with an RBI single at the bottom of the first. And then a 2-run homer by Trent Mount. We have 3 homers in the game, 2 by Eaton. But they've been solo shots. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is upstairs. It is 1-2. With Jaron Peterson on deck. Ryder Rich lays down the sign. The stretch and the 1-2. Swung on in line towards shallow left field. That one might drop. It's going to drop to the right of Travis Cunningham for a base hit. Justin Griffith is on base for a 3rd time. It's only the 4th hit for Brush, but the Reds only have 2 hits. Here is Jaron Peterson. All right, Peterson digs in, the stretch. And the offering. And that fastball nearly hit him as Peterson backs off the plate. It's 1-0. You know, I love when certain people say, wear it. No, you wear it. You know, getting hit by a certain pitch can hurt. If it's around the meaty area like the thigh, that's one thing. But now when it's headed for your rib cage. I mean, that wasn't said here, but I've heard it many times before. Swung on, line foul off to the right.
Hey, you're on him.
1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Jaron Peterson with 2 down and a 5-2 Brush lead in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Okay, good.
Off of first is Griffith. And the offering. And the breaking ball's a beauty right down the middle. It's 1-2.
Come on, JP, you can do this.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Jaron Peterson, the senior. Looks over for the sign here from Coach Fergus. 2-step lead for Griffith. Now he extends it. He goes. Breaking ball swung on. Ground ball headed for right field. Diving to his left. Dorsey throws to first in time. Well, he actually just lunged to his left, but the ball was not hit hard enough. Dorsey makes a nice play. And Peterson is retired for the final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. To the 5th we go. It is Brush 5, Eaton 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, let's head to the 5th inning.
Second baseman number 14,
The Bee Diggers have the lead by a score of 5-2 over the Eaton Reds. And Micah Dorsey, who just made a very nice defensive play, will lead off. Dorsey grounded to the mound his first time up. He is the 7 hitter in the lineup. 7, 8, and 9. And the fastball is a strike on the inner half of the knees. It's 0-1.
Right here, bottom part of the order. Go after him.
Peterson has thrown just 57 pitches, so he's economized very well. Averaging about 14 an inning. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Peterson has 6 strikeouts and no walks. He's been in command today. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Micah Dorsey. Here's the stretch by Peterson. And the offering. And the breaking ball is in the dirt. Ball 1, strike 2. Only the 19th ball thrown by Peterson, and he's thrown 59 pitches. That's how much in control he's been. Big hitter to retire here to lead off the 5th, and Micah Dorsey, 1-2. Swung on, grounded slowly to third. Guzman has got it. He sets. He throws to first. It's offline, and Dunker applied the tag, but he dropped the ball. It'll be an error on Guzman. Dunker had to come off the bag, and he fell down. That's the first B-Digger error, and Dunker seems to be okay. As glove and hitter collided.
Hey, here we go. Get down to 2.
And Gunner had plenty of time, but he just made an errant throw up the first base side. Now the B-Diggers have got to overcome that. Here's Travis Cunningham. Cunningham popped to short his first time up. The Reds come in at 10-5 on the year. It's these errors that you've got to overcome now. You don't want them to haunt you. Short lead at first. Peterson comes home and took something off of that. It's in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to the number 8 hitter, Travis Cunningham. Short lead at first. Just go after the hitter right now. And there's no lead over there. Peterson comes home. Fastball, a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 1-1. Yeah, Dorsey doesn't appear to be a threat to steal here. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-2 brush over Eaton at the top of the 5th inning. Stretch by Peterson. Long pause. And throw back to first. Had him leaning! Safe. He got back in there. Dorsey barely got back. It was a high tag. Short lead. Peterson with a nice move over there. But Dorsey back in. Wow. That was close. That was really close. Had the throw been a little bit towards the hand instead of towards his back, he might have been called out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peterson delivers. Fastball is grounded left side. Mount to his right has got it. Flips to second low and dug out by Cox, who kept his foot on the bag. That's a good play on both ends. Mount with a backhand and Cox with a dig out, because that could have been another error. Also known as a dig. And the fielder's choice, there's 1 down. It was not a double play ball because it was in the hole, but that's a huge play that the B-Diggers made. Here's Walker Yutamura. He homered his first time up. That homer came in the 3rd inning. The stretch by Peterson. And the pitch. Fastball, a strike on the inner half at the knees. It's 0-1. The B-Diggers are 8 outs away, but that's a lot of outs to come up with here, especially against a talented team in the Reds. Step off, no throw. Okay, I just figured out after 4.5 innings I have gloves. Why am I not wearing them? All right, at least one of them. The stretch. 0-1. And it bounces in. Cole blocks it beautifully. That saves a bag there.
Hey, Sharon, come after him, bud. Be a pit bull. Let's go.
1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. 5-2 brush in the top of the 5th inning. B-Diggers trail briefly 1-0, but have led throughout. The stretch by the senior Jaron Peterson. Is Cunningham going to take off? Throw to first and fairly close, but he's back in there.
Hey, go after him.
Yutamura digs back in.
It's cheating. Let's go.
That's a big lead for Cunningham. The pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outer half at the knee. Check that thigh high. It's 1-2.
Set him down, Colin.
Hitter Yutamura. Peterson has 6 strikeouts in the game, but this is certainly a tough customer here who homered his last time up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the offering. Fastball, ooh, a little bit low. Man, that barely missed. Just below the knees. That didn't miss by much. 2-2. Oh, that was so close. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A tense moment here for the Bead Diggers. Throw back to first, and he got him! Oh, picked off was Cunningham! That could have gone either way, and Cunningham is out number 2. Jared Peterson with another great move. Well, now you can operate. Well, he's not going to operate out of the windup. He's more comfortable here out of the stretch. But, of course, the bases are empty now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The stretch. And the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded to short. Mound has got a charge. He gloves, throws in the run low. Dunker digs it out, but it's late. It's a base hit. Yuramura beats it out. That is an infield hit. Yeah, Mount thought he should have made a better throw, but that's a tough play. It scored a hit. And for the Reds, that's their 3rd hit. Here's Zeke Hass, who struck out and lined out. Peterson once again with a man on first, but this time there's 2 down.
Challenge him right here.
The stretch. And the pitch. Fastball is over but low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Come back at him, JP. Be a bulldog. Come on.
The Bead Diggers have an RBI single from Caleb Cox in the game, a 2-run homer by Trent Mountain, a 2-run single by Ben Brown. 1 ball and no strikes. Time is called by Haas. The Reds' only league losses this year are to University and Valley. The pitch, runner goes, swung on, lined off the pitcher, and now Jared Peterson picks it up, throws off balance to first, and late! Oh, they called him safe! Oh, that's a bad call. Oh, it looked like he got him. And now they got to check for Peterson's health here because he took a shot off the right leg, but he appeared to be out at first. That ball beat him. Oh, I can't believe they called him safe over there, but now let's see if Peterson's okay. Man, it's going to be scored a base hit, but that throw clearly beat the hitter Haas. Wow. Yeah, that is not a good call. He was clearly out at first. And the Bead Digger fans don't like it. I don't blame him. He threw him out from here. Now let's see if Peterson is okay. He took a shot off the leg. Oh, he labored with that first pitch. He's going to have to shake that off.
That wasn't even close.
Yeah, it looked like he was out by a good half a step at least. But the inning continues here, and hopefully Peterson's all right. He doesn't want to be using too much of the arm and less of the legs because he's got a very strong posterior. But, man, he took a shot on that line drive, and he's okay. He wants to go. So the tying run.
Pitcher, number 12, Jared York.
The tying run is now at the plate. And Jared Ure, who is the pitcher. Yeah, Eaton just caught a huge break there. That's a huge break they caught.
Hey, we're all right. Get the out.
First and second, 2 down. The stretch.
Don't let the front win it.
Let's go.
And the offering. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. I mean, obviously you don't have replay here, but again, I saw it, and a bunch of Bead Digger fans to my left saw it. And man, I mean, Haas was definitely out, and he was called safe. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. Count levels at 1-1. These will be 7 tough outs for the Bead Diggers to get here in the top of the 5th inning, leading 5-2. Peterson shakes off a sign. The stretch. And the 1-1. And the bender is a strike. Oh my gosh. That pitch hit the dirt. The umpiring here is very questionable. 1-2. I don't know what's going on here. Wow. Now the Bee Diggers caught a huge break. I mean, that pitch hit the dirt. It was called a strike on a breaking ball. I don't get that at all. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball. And Jaron Peterson gets out of a jam. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 men left, and some very shaky umpiring. And I hate to say that, but that was most definitely the case in that frame. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning with the score. The Bee Diggers 5 and the Eaton Reds 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Bee Diggers lead the game 5-2 over the Eaton Reds. It'll be Caleb Cox stepping in. And the pitch. And the fastball is low. Was that? Well, I'm looking up. It is called a strike. I don't know. No balls and 1 strike. I better just not take my eyes off the umpire. I am confused.
Hold on the line, kid.
Out of the stretch is the right-hander Yuri, who was very effective in the 4th inning. That fastball is inside. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cox, Mount, and Fergus. Cox had an RBI single in the 1st and then grounded out to the second baseman a second time up. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball on the outside corner.
Head down and head in it.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Cox digging in. And the pitch way outside. The count evens at 2-2. Oh, man. Oh, this is fun. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a step off. Fresh Grocery Cart proudly supports Bee Digger Sports. Groceries, fresh cut meat, deli items, floral pharmacy, Western Union, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. Fastball is up and away. And it's 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And that's up and away, and Cox walks. And that'll bring up Trent Mount. Mount with a 2-run homer, and he's lined out. So here is T-Money. After the leadoff walk to Caleb Cox. Here is the stretch and pitch, and he takes a bender in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Bee Diggers are the 5-2 lead. Ryder Rich lays down the sign, and the right-hander Yuri delivers. Fastball, a strike on the inner half at the knees. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. To Trent Mount, who has 21 runs batted in this season. By far the team leader. And that's what you do out of the 4-hole.
Come on, T-Money.
The stretch. And the offering. And the bender's in the dirt, blocked beautifully by Rich, not allowing Cox to advance an extra bag. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ryan Fergus waits to hit next.
Come on, T-Money.
Come on, just a little see over you work.
Looking over towards first is Yuri. And a 2-1 to Mount. And he takes a fastball, a strike. Letter high, it's 2-2.
Hey, now you got a battle. Hey, 2-strike coach.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Quick.
Cox with about a 2-step lead at first. The stretch, and Yuri, the right-hander, looks in. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is upstairs. It's 3-2. Again, keep in mind that historically, the Bead Diggers have not defeated Eaton in regular season play since 1991. This will be their first regular season win in 26 years. And the 3-2. Swung on and fisted towards left field, but it's going to be caught by the shortstop. Uyamura makes the catch. Back to first as Cox. There's 1 down.
Hey, Fergie, let's go.
Didn't have enough trajectory on it. Here's Ryan Fergus. Fergus is lined out and walked. So Fergie officially at 0 for 1. Jared Yuri with a man at first and 1 down. Stretches and the offering, and the fastball is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Caleb Cox walked to lead off the inning. Jaron Peterson has done one thing really well today. He's not walked a hitter. Only struck out 7. There's more than 1. 1 ball, no strikes in the offering, and that is a strike. And the count is at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Fergus.
Oh, my Lord.
Here's the stretch. Long pause and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Might have taken something off of that one. He took a huge swing.
Hey, just make contact, bud.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, pulled his head a little bit there. All right, it'll be a 1-2 here to Fergie. With 1 out, 1 on, and a 5-2 Bead Digger lead in the bottom of the 5th inning in Brush. The stretch by the right-hander Jared Yuri, the pitch. And the curveball is in the dirt, blocked by Rich. That guy's been a wall back there. A wall. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And not a racquetball wall where the ball ricochets. He's blocked everything. Cox again with a very conservative 2-step lead at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch called strike 3. Fastball down the middle. Fergus knew it. And there's 2 down. Here is Ben Brown. Ben Brown struck out his first time up, and then he looked like he was headed for trouble a second time on an 0-2 count, lined a 2-run single into right center. And that was a huge base hit for the Bead Diggers in the 3rd inning, giving them a 5-2 lead. Runner goes, swung on, and lined towards left center field, but coming in is Cunningham, makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the 6th inning. In Brush with the score. The Bead Diggers 5 and the Eaton Reds 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the top of the 6th inning. The Bead Diggers lead by a score of 5-2. And Jared Peterson has thrown 74 pitches so far. 50 for strikes. Ryan, 7 strikeouts, no walks. You like that? All right, I just want to make sure. All right. Ryan says he wants the complete game. And here we go. Jake Sandow Ryder Rich and Killian Williams for Eaton. This is the heart of the order. Sandow is homered and grounded to third on an excellent play made by Gunnar Guzman. The Bee Diggers have 1 error in the game. Eaton has 2. The pitch swung on and popped up on the right side. The right fielder Carson Rule, the second baseman Caleb Cox to his left makes the catch. Cox kind of thought Rule was going to make the catch. Then he saw the wind bringing the ball in, and Caleb made the adjustment, and he made the one-handed stab to his left for the out. Yeah, the wind really brought it not only down, but towards the infield. That's a good job of Cox not taking his eye off the ball. No way Rule gets to that ball. No way. Here's Ryder Rich. He's lined out and walked. Officially at 0 for 1. And the pitch. Fastball, a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Here comes the wind. Get out of here. We don't want you. I never want you. Here the unwanted wind. The stretch. And the 0-1. And the breaking ball's on the inside corner for a strike at the knees. It's 0-2. I mean, Peterson, with the exception of a couple of pitches, has spotted all of them very well. He's allowed just 4 hits. The Bee Diggers only have 4 hits as well, but they've got 3 more runs than Eaton. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and grounded up the middle. The shortstop mound charges, gloves, throws on the run for the out. As Rich is retired, there's 2 down.
First baseman number 17, Killian Williams.
Here is Killian Williams, who struck out swinging twice. Again, Peterson has 7 strikeouts, and he's only thrown 78 pitches through 5 2/3. Here is the stretch. And Peterson comes home, and the fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Killian Williams.
No way he can hit a fastball in.
The stretch and the offering, and the breaking ball's over for a strike at the knees. It's 1-1. Really mixing up those pitches so well as Jaron Peterson. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The base is empty in the top of the 6th. Cole lays down the sign, and the 1-1, and that curveball's a strike right there, thigh high. It's 1-2. Now let's see if he comes in with something really hot right now. The stretch. Peterson pauses. And the 1-2. Curveball, line foul. Boy, that almost took off the on-deck hitter's legs there.
That should never happen. Do it again.
There's a pinch hitter on deck.
Right,
Gotta see who that is.
do it again.
Here for Eaton. Yeah, that's Cameron Anderson is based on what I'm looking at. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 down. Stretched by Peterson. And the pitch. And the curveball is up and in. Yep, it did miss. 2-2.
Inside fastball. You can't hit it. Just speed up his bat.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Peterson is 1 pitch away from another 1-2-3 inning. Well, he's only had 1, I believe, in this game, so a second would be nice. And the offering swung on and foul straight back. One with a fastball up in the zone. Still can throw up to 26 pitches, at least 26 to go the distance here. We'll do it again. A 2 ball, 2 strike pitch here to Killian Williams. Peterson stretches. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and in. Strikeout number 8 for Jaron Peterson. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th. The Bee Diggers are in the lead over the Eaton Reds. 5-2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. C.J. Blaskowski is the new pitcher for the Reds. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. See, over at third then is Killian Williams. And the first baseman is Jared Urey. 5-2 Brush. As the Bay Diggers look for their first regular season win over the Reds since 1991.
Leading off for the Bay Diggers in the bottom of the sixth inning. Number 23, Ryan Dunker.
It'll be Ryan Dunker, Gunnar Guzman, and Colin Cole for Rush. Dunker has popped out and lined to the pitcher. He's 0 for 2. This is the third right-hander here for Eaton and C.J. Blaskowski. Here's the wind and the pitch, and he bounces that one in. The Bay Diggers are looking for some insurance. Yeah, I don't know if the crowd here, the Bay Digger crowd, realized the magnitude of this win. When you have not beaten a team for over a quarter of a century during the regular season, this is huge. It's a big game in the standings as well. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball is over but low. 2-0. When they defeated Eaton in the 2012 state tournament 3-2, that was their first win in 21 years. And then they beat them 2 years ago 4-3 in the state tournament. That is low. And I don't even know what the winning streak is during the regular season. They broke a 44-game losing streak in 2012, and overall, that was regular and postseason combined, and that one is low as well. It's a walk to Dunker. Gunnar Guzman is grounded out and struck out. He's 0 for 2. In fact, I believe Gunner's dad, Bobby, was one of the outstanding pitchers on that 91 team, along with Matt Torres. Bunted foul up the third base side towards the Digger dugout. B Diggers trying to play some small ball when they had probably the best pitching in one season they've ever had. They defeated Eaton 4 times that year. That's how good Brush was. So they beat Eaton 4 times in 91 and have 2 victories over Eaton since 91. No balls and 1 strike, but they're up 5-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dunker's got a 2-step lead. Throw back to first. Now, of course, many will say it's not the same Eaton team since Coach Danley left after the 2015 season. They've had their 3rd head coach in 3 years, but hey, Eaton they're still a 10-win team. Squaring to bunt, and upon his pitch is bunted out to the third baseman, and coming up and throwing high, and off the first baseman's glove down the right field line, and the third is going to be Dunker. Throw towards the plate, and that ball gets through, but backed up by Blaskowski. Well, we'll call that a sacrifice. A sacrifice for Guzman and an error on the third baseman, Killian Williams.
Catcher number 5, Colin Cole.
First and third on that bunt up the third base side. No advance by Guzman after the ball got away, backed up by the right fielder Haas. And Colin Cole struck out swinging twice. But there's nobody out. The stretch. Now he's squaring to bunt, and the pitch. And he bunts it out in front of the plate. Fielded by Blaskowski. Looks to third. Throws to first. Runner advances to second. 1 down. That is a sacrifice bunt, the conventional 1-3. And now you're looking at Justin Griffith to deliver. Here's a big at-bat for Griffith. I wonder if Todd Hernandez is thinking about putting Griffith on to load the bases for Peterson, because Griffith is too good here. He could easily drive in a run. He's got a solid stick. And the pitch. And he swings and lines it into left field for a base hit. Here comes Dunker. Guzman is around third. It'll be held up. It's an RBI single for Justin Griffith. And the Bean Diggers now lead 6-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Yeah, I'm not sure that wasn't a mistake pitching to him, and Griffith is now 2 for 3.
What do you think?
Here's Jaron Peterson, a sac bunt, a walk, and a ground out. Peterson is 0 for 1. Sunny skies and no wind right now, or light wind at that. And the Bean Diggers have scored a run for the first time since the 3rd. It was 1-0 Eaton after half inning. Then the Bean Diggers got 3 in the bottom of the 1st. Eaton countered with a Walker Yutamura home run in the 3rd. And then Ben Brown with a 2-run single. And now Justin Griffith with an RBI single. 6-2 Brush, bottom of the 6th. Squaring to bunt, runner takes off for second. The breaking ball is high, no throw. Griffith with a stolen base. And here is Peterson with a big-time shot to perhaps put this game out of reach with a base hit.
Get in the outfield, scores Justin, JP. Come on.
1 ball and no strikes. Pitch from Blaskowski. Fastball, a strike. That was a blazer down the middle. Thigh high, it's 1-1. The Bay Diggers have only 5 hits today. Eaton has 4, but Brush has done a good job moving runners over as well. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 in, 2 on. The pitch swung on, fouled on the breaking ball up the right side towards the Eaton dugout.
Hey, keep working, JP. Joke out, be quick.
Giannis at 1-2. With Caleb Cox, who's got an RBI single in the game on deck. The entire infield is playing in. The Reds cannot afford to allow another run here, down by 4. The stretch by Blaskowski. And the 1-2 pitch. And the breaking ball is fouled to the screen. Just got underneath it and just stayed alive.
Hey, you're on him.
Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Jaron Peterson. Off of 3rd is Guzman. Griffith at 2nd. Laying down the sign is Rich. And Peterson awaits the 1-2. And he takes a fastball low. He took a pitch low, but I'm telling you, you never know in this game. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Can Peterson put it away with 1 swing here? Blaskowski, the right-hander, delivers. Fastball outside. Just off the edge, it's 3-2. A money pitch coming up here for Blaskowski. Peterson looking to cash in on this one. Out of the stretch, 2nd and 3rd. Peterson awaits the 3-2. Here it is. And the bender swung on, grounded to second. Dorsey has it. He's going to pump, throw to first for the out. He could not make the play at home. Guzman had a great jump. It's an RBI ground out for Peterson. And the Bean Diggers now lead 7-2. And that was the right play. Dorsey did not have a play at the plate. Moving to 3rd is Justin Griffith. The Bay Diggers have tallied 2 runs in the frame. And Dorsey was playing in, but again, it was a slow bouncer. And Guzman got a great jump. The pitch, fastball is a strike on the outer half at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Haven't seen too many changes today. Lots of balls just pounding the glove. With the hard-throwing right-handers on both sides. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering swung on line, and that's going to drop for a base hit into center field. Griffith will score. Caleb Cox with a 2nd RBI single of the game. The Bean Diggers have 3 across in the 6th and lead 8-2. And here is is Trent Mount.
When I was growing up, I had a lot of dreams. My mama told me, son, you could be
T-Money with a 2-run homer, and he's lined out twice. And the pitch, and the curveball's in the dirt. Blocked beautifully by Rich. He's been outstanding behind the plate. He's been fun to watch. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's see if Caleb just stays put, because Mounts is one of your big sticks in the lineup. Let him hit away. And the 1-0, and he takes a pitch a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Here to T-Money.
Make him throw you one, kid.
With 2 down, a man at first. 3 across for Brush in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the 2-0 pitch, and that one bounces in. Yep, it was a walk that began the inning. It was a walk that began the first to Justin Griffith. And those walks have really hurt Eaton. 3-0 here to T-Money. The stretch and the offering. Fastball, a strike down the middle. Just above the knees, it's 3-1. Yeah, I got to talk to T-Money about wearing the stirrups. I love it. I love it. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the offering. And he swings and taps it foul up the first base side. A little changeup thrown there by Blaskowski. And Mount was out in front. It's 3-2. And I've seen so many fastballs that I'm sure Blaskowski's thrown changeups where I thought it was a fastball. All right, Cox will be taking off from first. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Trent Mount. Blaskowski gets the sign. The stretch. Runner goes. Pitches in the dirt with a breaking ball. It's a walk. And that'll bring up Ryan Fergus. Fergus is lined out, walked, and struck out looking. He's 0 for 2. Let's see if Fergie can deliver here and build on the 6-run lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the offering. And he takes a fastball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Cox at second, Mounts at first. Rich lays down the sign. And the offering. And that is the same location. Took something off at strike 2. Not sure why Fergie's not pulling the trigger. But it doesn't look like he feels comfortable up there, and that's rare. He's one of the best hitters on his team all season. Can he make the 2-strike adjustment? And the 0-2 runners go. And the pitch is upstairs. Throw to third is going to be into foul territory as it was thrown away by Rich. Here comes Cox. He will score. And around third is Mount. Throw towards the plate. And he's going to be tagged out. But the Bee-Diggers add a 4th run as the throw came in from the left fielder Cunningham. And the inning is over. So give Cox a steal of third. And then he goes home on the air by Rich, and then tagged out at home is T-Money by the catcher Rich from the throw there by Cunningham. But the Bee-Diggers put together 4 runs on 2 hits. There were 2 errors and nobody left. Let's head to the 7th. The Bee-Diggers are 3 outs away from their first regular season win in 26 seasons over Eaton. 9-2 Brush on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
Leading off for the Reds at the top of the 7th inning, pitcher number 11, C.J. Blaskowski.
Let's head to the top of the 7th. The Bee-Diggers do lead the game 9-2 over the Eaton Reds as Jaron Peterson is attempting to go the distance. Just past the top of the hour, this is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Snyder. And on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com, 6, 7, and 8 hitter C.J. Blaskowski, who is 0 for 2, struck out twice. And the pitch, Fastball a strike on the inner half. It's 0-1.
There you go. Go after him.
Jaron Peterson has been in command from the opening pitch. The senior looking to put together another splendid outing. And the offering. Fastball is up and away. Peterson has struck out 8 and allowed 4 hits. And actually, he's walked 1, so I must have forgotten about that walk. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. And the curveball is inside, I guess.
It's right there, bro. It's an easy one to call.
2-1.
That's a no-brainer, bro.
The stretch. And the 2-1. Swung on. That ball is laced towards the shortstop mount, and it's a base hit into left field. He tried to backhand it. It would have been a base hit either way. Because that was so deep in the hole, I don't think T Money could have made a play on that one. Here's Micah Dorsey, who's grounded out and reached on an air. That's why those 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th loomed large for Brush. With a 9-2 lead. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Fastball, a strike on the inner half. It's 0-1. Now let's see if the Bead Diggers can turn a double play here. That'd be sweet. The stretch by Peterson. Long pause. And the pitch. Fastball, that's a strike. They'll tie. It's 0-2. Peterson had 91 pitches in the game. No balls, 2 strikes. Dorsey, the second baseman, awaits. Swung on and fisted. It's going to be caught by Dunker in foul territory. Back to first is Blaskowski on that looper in foul territory. There's 1 down. 1 down here for Travis Cunningham.
Number 3, Travis Cunningham.
Cunningham has popped out and grounded into a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 2. The stretch by Jaron Peterson to pitch. Fastball down and in off the glove of Cole. And into second is Blaskowski. That'll be a pass ball. Peterson desperately wants that complete game. He's 2 outs away, but he's at the 93 pitch mark. Which that'll be good enough to face 2 to 3 hitters. But he can't let 2 of those 3 hitters on base. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. 2-0. Yeah, perhaps one of those members of the 91 team can tell me what the score was the last time the Bead Diggers defeated Eaton during the regular season, but it was in 91. 2-0. Fastball is high, getting a little bit soft with the legs there. 3-0. Again, only 1 walk for Peterson so far. 3 balls and no strikes. Top of the 7th, Brush 9, Eaton 2. And the pitch, right down the middle for a strike. It's 3-1. Peterson has also driven in a run. Mounts has 2 RBIs, as does Caleb Cox, as does Ben Brown. Very balanced effort in the Bead Digger lineup, one of their better games of the season. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cunningham awaits. And the pitch. And the curveball is a strike on the inner half at the knees. It's 3-2. Yeah, the on-deck hitter, Yuramura, thought it might have been ball 4, but that definitely got good part of the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cunningham. The stretch. Peterson delivers. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and in. Strikeout number 9 for Jaron Peterson. There's 2 down in the 7th.
Bottom of the order, right here.
Walker Yutamura has been very good in this game. He has homered and reached on an infield single.
Plays at 1. Get the out. That run means nothing. Get your spot.
The stretch by Peterson.
Don't hold him.
And the pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outer half at the knees. It's 0-1. At second is Blaskowski. Colin Cole lays down the sign. And Peterson looks back. And the 0-1. Swung on and lifted towards left field, down the line. Fergus to his right, along the line, makes the catch. And the Beavers have defeated the Eaton Reds by a score of 9-2. As Jaron Peterson goes the distance for the Bee Diggers. The Reds do not score in the 7th. They get a lone base runner. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll wrap it up after this. The Bee Diggers defeat the Eaton Reds 9-2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. We'll get into break here in just a second right here, again on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com.
Just audio? Okay, good.
Bee Digger post-game show is brought to you by Mr. D's Home Center with 3 locations to serve you better. Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan, your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed. Mr. D's Home Center. As the Brush Bee Diggers will bring in head coach Kevin Fergus here momentarily. Defeat the Eaton Reds 9-2. The first regular season win for the Bee Diggers over the Eaton Reds in 26 years. They had a 44-game losing streak before the 2012 state tournament, and then their other victory since 2012 was the 2015 state tournament, and Coach Fergus's first year as the head coach. 9 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, 4 left on base for Brush, 2 runs, 5 hits, 4 errors, and 4 left on base for the Reds. The winning pitcher going the distance, throwing 100 pitches, striking out 9, and walking just 1 was Jaron Peterson. And the loss went to Anders Swanbon. And the time of the game, 2 hours and 7 minutes. We'll get to the scoring recap, that is, momentarily. Let's bring in Coach Ferguson. And with his team, you always got to start with the pitching. And, I mean, man, Jaron's curveball, that fastball, I mean, did he look A or A+ today? Because outside of the 2 mistake pitches he made to Jake Sandow and Walker Udamura, he had a lot of these hitters frozen, Coach, on that breaking ball.
He really did. Jaron did a nice job today of just changing speeds, and Colin does a nice job of calling. I mean, of calling the game behind the plate. And you know, if I've got a pitch that I want Colin to throw or have Jaron throw at a particular time, Colin will throw it down there. But for the most part, Colin, he reads it. We talk in the dugout, so he pretty much knows what we want to execute. But Jaron executed very well today. And yeah, just those 2 pitches were up, and fortunately they didn't have anybody on base.
Let's talk about the hitting today, because your team, even in victories, have struggled to score runs. 2-1 over Resurrection Christian, 1-0 over Faith Christian. You lost 1-0 to Platte Valley. You've had some good offensive games, mainly here in Brush. The issue has been more on the road. But what about your approach today offensively against 3 good, hard-throwing right-handers that the Reds had today?
We just wanted to be a little more aggressive. Aggressive on the bases, aggressive being able to take the runners and move them into scoring position. Because, you know, the thing is, when you can get runners to third base, there's a lot of ways you can score from third base as opposed to from second or from first. And we were able to execute. We had several sacrifices today in order to be able to move the runners up. And, you know, as I took a look at what Eaton's done, you know, especially their latest game with Valley, a game with University, they've got errors. There's errors on the field, and I think they had 4 against Valley. I think they had 4 or 5 against University, and both those teams were able to take care of business, and that's what we were able to do today. And you know, especially right there in that last inning where we were able to get those 4 runs, it's kind of like I said, we get a runner on, we're going to bunt him over, and sure enough, I mean, right there was an error. The third baseman came in, and he kind of stumbled a little bit, and then get the ball where he needed to.
Was that small ball something that not only you wanted to do today because of the opponent and because of what you just mentioned with the errors, but just as a team, because after all, you want to find as many ways as possible to generate offense.
We're getting there. We're getting there. I mean, it's a process. It's kind of nice to be able to have our full team back to where everybody pretty much knows what we want to try to accomplish. And I think the guys are learning more and more about themselves as hitters and what they can accomplish and what they need to do at being able to put bat on ball, put ball in play. And I think they did a very good job of that today.
2 other points to make here. There was a huge at bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're up 3-2. The bases are loaded, 2 down. And Ben Brown is up there, and he struggled his first time up. He struck out on 3 pitches, and he's down 0-2. And it seems that he's one of these hitters on your team that knows how to shorten up that swing, which is why he's leading the team in hitting. A lot of people wouldn't know that unless they looked at the stat sheet, and he seems to have done it all season, knowing how to shorten up that swing and just find the gap, which was huge in that 3rd inning because Jaron took them out in the 4th, in the 5th, in the 6th with a 3-run lead instead of a 1-run lead.
Yeah, Ben's been great this year. We kind of have an idea what Ben's going to do. He's going to come up and he's going to hack, and nobody's going to deny him his hacks. And he does a really good job of putting bat on ball and getting it in spots where they aren't. And right there in that 6th inning, I wanted, was it the 6th inning? 5th inning. The 5th inning, right. I had Caleb at first as kind of like, you know what? Get Caleb in motion because Ben's going to come up on that first pitch and he's going to swing at it. And if he ends up hitting the gap, then we can score all the way from first base because we had 2 outs right at that time. And so that would have been a neat thing to be able to do it. But yeah, Ben is very good at being able to generate some offense for us, and that's been a plus.
Psychologically, how big is this win, knowing that I know it's not the Eaton of 2 years ago, of 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but it's still Eaton, and they've had a psychological edge on Brush. We know what happened the first time out a month and a half ago, or back on March 23rd, that 13-5 victory, and yet your team came to play and almost didn't even look at the other side who the opponent was. You were on your A game today, but again, you beat a team like Eaton, which had 10 wins going in.
Eaton's a good team. I mean, you don't get 10 wins just by throwing the ball out there on the field. But the thing is, all these other teams are breaking the streak this year as well. And I mean, Eaton has some cracks, and it's kind of nice to be able to see us to be able to take advantage of that too. You say 26 years?
Yep, 91, the state championship, the only state championship Brush won.
The thing is, this team that I've got in the dugout right here, this team has beat Eaton every year. Every year we played them. Maybe not in regular season in high school, but in summer ball we've won. A couple years ago we ended up sweeping them up at their place, which is impossible to do. And a couple years before that, when these kids were D-Legion, they ended up beating Eaton fairly easily also. So it's like they have the mentality of knowing that they can take it to a team like this, and it's just a matter of time. And today was the day in order to put it all together.
Finally, what about the job? I think you've done an incredible job trying to devise the right lineup. You've changed pieces of the lineup all over to find the right combinations. Maybe today could be the time. So, okay, I know you don't know after a few games, or after one game, I should say, but you got to feel comfortable with the way that certain players produced in certain positions, and maybe they're comfortable in those positions in your lineup, which again has been varied throughout the course of the season. Is that a daily exercise where you go through or a game-to-game exercise, just try to mix and match?
No, it's a 4 a.m. exercise. It just seems like I wake up and it's kind of like, what is going to work? How are we going to be able to put this together? How is it going to blend? I mean, there are certain pieces where some guys have certain strengths and other guys maybe not so much. But yet, if you put them one right after the other, or in that combination, it works a lot better. And I kind of like the way this one is setting up for us.
Right.
And this game right here today, really for the week, since we've got the 4 games in the week, we needed a good springboard in order to set us up for the rest of the week.
Well, final thing in terms of setting up for the rest of the week: Resurrection Christian tomorrow, University here on Thursday, Strasburg here on Friday. Maybe the lineup changes a little bit tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. I'm not sure, but I would guess you have the pitching rotation more or less set for the next 3 games.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got exactly what we want to do. We were going to pitch Trent today, but I didn't have coverage at shortstop because Ben has hurt his shoulder, and he's having a hard time being able to throw. And my other shortstop was at an FFA judging this weekend and today. So I called Trent this morning and said, hey, you're not pitching today. I know you've had Eaton written on your mind for the last week, but I says we're gonna go with Jaron today, and we'll go with Trent tomorrow against Rez. And I think Trent will be ready in order to be able to throw a nice game at Rez.
And then, of course, you got Ryan, the two Ryans for the remainder of the week in those two games against University and against Strasburg. Coach Fergus, appreciate the time. Congratulations on a big win.
Thank you. Very good.
That's Brush Head Coach Kevin Fergus. Bee Digger Play of the Game brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. The Bee Digger Play of the Game today is Jaron Peterson. Peterson went the distance on a 5-hitter, striking out 9. The Bee Diggers with a victory are 4-3 in Patriot League play, and overall they are now sitting at 9-7. Eaton drops to 4-3 in league play and 10-6 overall. Bee Diggers take on Resurrection Christian coming up tomorrow, and we'll have the game right here for you. All right. The Bee Diggers do it once again, and let me recap kind of how the game went along here because I didn't get to that portion. They trailed 1-0 after a first-inning home run from Jake Sandow, but then Caleb Cox had an RBI single. Trent Mount had a 2-run homer at the bottom of the first inning, making it 3-1. Walker Udamura came through for Eaton in the top of the third with a homer, making it 3-2. Bee Diggers came back on Ben Brown's 2-run single in the bottom of the third. It was 5-2 at that point. And then Justin Griffith had a big RBI single, and Brush kept it going from there, scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, an RBI groundout from Jaron Peterson as well. And then there was a big throwing error by the catcher, Ryder Rich, as Brush was able to cement this with a 9-2 victory. All right, we'll have the Bee Diggers and Resurrection Christian Cougars coming up tomorrow, 4 o'clock, first pitch. Once again, I'm John Beltran. The final score, Brush 9, Eaton 2, as the Bee Diggers defeat the Eaton Reds in regular season play for the first time since 1991. And you heard it all right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.